Welcome, good mammals assemble.
Hi. Hello, friends.
Thank you all for joining us today. Good time zone to you. How do you
Time
do?
zone indeed. Yeah, how's everybody feeling?
Pop quiz, how you feeling?
What's your vibe?
I'm feeling well rested.
Yeah, I feel like
Right?
I could have another cup of coffee, but still good. I'm still good.
Yeah, nice.
Tired, excited.
Nicely met.
Ooh, playful. That's very specific. I
Playful
like that.
is nice.
You're feeling good.
Yeah.
You're feeling exhausted. Feeling warm.
Nice.
Excited.
Warm like in the UK sense. I hear all our friends in the UK are kind of melting right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're feeling drained.
Drained, a little stressed.
Feeling like it's too early. You're feeling cheeky. You're feeling thrilled. Sunburnt. Ready.
Feeling ready. All right, Crystals.
Anxious. Tired
Sweet.
but vibing. A little sick.
Well, these are great ways to express how we feel. These are
Yeah.
good descriptors. I feel like I got a nice, kind of a readout of how everybody's feeling.
Feeling sweaty.
Charlie the astronaut, welcome back for 26 months. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Charlie.
Fantastic. Well, so this is our good mammal stream, and
Yes, this is our second
you
ever.
are all good mammals for being here. You're all get bonus points in the kingdom of mammaldom. That being said, what is good mammal? Good mammal is our stream where we are just kind of acknowledging what it is to be human. And I personally am kind of confounded by the fact that fellow humans can't be kind to each other and share empathy just on the base grounds that we're all humans. So I'm taking it 1 degree below. I don't even need you to be a fellow human. You're just a fellow mammal. So we're going to deal with being a mammal. And we're just going to focus on being a mammal and how can we improve our experience as a mammal as we exist.
With other mammals.
With other mammals.
Yeah.
So we went through kind of, I'll give you a little speed round of what we talked about last time. But we were talking about understanding our emotions. And today we are going to understand how we are primates and how grateful we are to be primates.
Yeah,
Y'all are going to love this primate life.
We're going to focus on gratitude today.
Gratitude for being a primate. Amelia will focus mostly on the gratitude. I'll focus mostly on the being a primate. Susie the Nose, thank you for the 10 gifted subs.
Susie.
Yo, thank you, Susie.
Thank you so much.
We offer you a big hug. If you need a hug around the world, we send one to you. And thank you, Susie, for the gift sub love.
Feeling grateful for you, Susie.
Feeling grateful for the support. Feeling grateful you all spend your time with us. And if you'd like to check out the starter kit, this will show you the way around our channel. So a little speed round of what we talked about last time. And if you were here last Tuesday, will you shout yourself out? Will you say "it me"? Hit me with a 1 in the chat. Let me know. Let me know that you are here. And if this is your
first good mammal stream, type a 2 in the chat.
Hit me with
this is our second good mammal.
Yeah. Welcome. I saw Miss Okami took notes. Which was pretty cool. I saw a lot of good vibes coming from the last one. I got some emails from some of you with some ideas of what we could do for another good mammal stream. So you're welcome to email me if you have some ideas or suggestions.
We have a lot of new friends.
You watched the VOD, right on. Well, welcome. Well, for all of our new friends and a reminder for everyone that was here last time, we're going to do an abbreviated version of what we talked about last time just to catch everybody up to speed, and then we'll move into the next little piece.
Yeah.
We want to say thank you to our mods real quick to start the stream off. We are grateful for our moderators.
Grateful for
our
mods.
lieutenants. Thank you
Yes,
for
we
helping
are.
us out on the channel and on our Discord. We really appreciate it. And everybody who's here, thank you for helping us cross over 477,000 on Twitch. We met that goal pretty fast, team. So,
that is wild.
So I'm gonna have to start a new goal. I'm gonna start a new goal right now. I guess we should go for 478?
Okay.
Our goal is that the follower number goes up.
All right.
There we go.
Uni, formerly known as Looney, welcome back for 29 months.
Welcome back.
Alpha Daniel, thank you so much for cheering and being here. I see August G is here for 2 months.
Welcome back, August G.
And Coco Oliver, thanks for being here.
Thank you. So, the good mammal thing. Basically, Amelia and I have streamed about 200 and something games together on our channel, and we have really enjoyed all of the talkback and the expression and the kind of investigation of the human condition that we've all talked about, all the things that come up for us emotionally during a lot of the story-based games we play, or the things that we run into just being humans playing a game that's got nothing to do with its story. It's just frustrating me, and I need to deal with expressing my frustration in a positive way. right? So,
or a constructive way.
Or in a constructive way. So the idea here is in Detroit Become Human, these androids become human. They are recognizing other emotions. They experience empathy. And so these androids are becoming more and more human, Detroit Become Human. And so the idea for this stream was about not only becoming human, but improving our experience of being a human, becoming a better human.
Yeah.
But as I mentioned, humans have a hard time getting along with humans. So we're going for just a nice baseline, a low bar, be a good mammal. And I promise if you put your effort on being a good mammal, the world will be very happy with you.
So what we did last time is Brian found a bunch of charts about emotions and the different variants, the different colors in the emotions. Because like when we ask you guys today, like, how are you feeling? Some people were specific, and then other people are like, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm okay. But if we can get specific about how we're feeling, then we can better understand ourselves and what we're going through, and better to be able to help ourselves and also other people as well.
And to communicate, to be able to express ourselves with other people. So feel free to shout out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 here. How are you feeling right about now? We got happiness, sadness, fear, disgust, anger, and surprise are some of our most basic emotions. Our animal selves can feel these emotions. Surely a dog can be sad or surprised, right? A cat can be angry or disgusted with their food offering. A squirrel can be happy, I suppose.
I am definitely feeling happy today.
Are you feeling happy like a squirrel?
Yeah,
I'm feeling happy too because my family's coming to town. I get to see my mom and dad today, so I'm feeling very happy about that and very grateful, in fact, that I get to spend time with them. And then, as Amelia was saying, we found some charts that complicated the emotions a little bit more. Instead of going into 6, we went into 8.
Yeah.
Here's 8 emotions that include things like trust and anticipation and some of the kind of hues in between the other colors. So happiness is here as joy. So you can use different names to describe similar emotions, or kind of the way emotions are experienced can lead them to being described by another name.
And the thing about also what we were talking about last stream is anticipation is somewhere in between joy and anger, because the anticipation can either be the excitement of something to coming, or it's this kind of this dread or this impending fear. So like this is a fun thing that kind of sits in between. Same with trust, sitting in between joy and fear. So I think it's cool to break down these in between moments that are emotions that are not quite one or the other, but they can tip either way depending on what you're focusing on.
And we'll get more into that. But as you see, these are the exact same emotions. It's just a different chart. So I want you all to know that there's no right or wrong chart. They're all just examples drawn out by different artists who've used different colors. The color doesn't have to always be with the different emotion, right? But here's another one. The part that we talked about with this, where we have these little smiley faces on the outside, this chart reminds me about the center space, this kind of clear, the little white section or the light blue section in the middle of the chart. And we talked about how wherever we are in our emotional state, we can walk ourselves back to this place of it just being okay, this place of contentment or acknowledging our emotions and just letting them be there, as opposed to feeling them at their most intense. So this diagram gives us the degrees of the emotion. So in the center, we see the anger at the center at its most rich. It is rage. But after the anger has had some time to dissipate, or maybe the circumstance is not so immediate, this is something that happened a while ago, or it's something that's happening, but it's not as life or death for you, it could be more in the realm of annoyance. So we have this kind of gradient, this scale of how these emotions can be turned up or turned down, depending on how we are experiencing them.
Yeah. And then with this one also, in the center, we have disgust, if it's heightened, goes into loathing, and sadness, if it's heightened, goes into grief, surprise, heightened into amazement, fear, heightened into terror, trust, heightened into admiration, joy, heightened into ecstasy, and anticipation, heightened goes into vigilance.
You mean something has a ton of your attention.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's lesser, it's a little bit more of just having your interest, right?
Yeah.
So the thing that this chart is showing, in fact, is the space between these spaces has also a name. So the area between disgust and anger over here is contentment, right? And on the far side of that, we have joy plus trust is love. So all of your emotions have some place on this color wheel, and where you put them and how you describe them is entirely up to you. But it is much more effective to be describing a specific emotion than it is to just generally be saying, I'm feeling good or bad. So this chart will show us that we have comfortable emotions and uncomfortable emotions. We talked about last week how some people are more comfortable experiencing some emotions than others, and you might even be more comfortable with a uncomfortable emotion. Some people might be more comfortable in a state of anger or a state of sadness, physically more comfortable, but when it comes to expressing that they're confident or expressing their happiness, they might feel less comfortable. So this is it's a very personal thing when it comes to describing these. But the cool thing about this part of the wheel is that we see these can break down into more descriptive words. So if I'm feeling some type of way today, I'm feeling happy, quite candidly. Am I feeling caring? Am I feeling grateful? Am I feeling excited? I'm feeling a little bit of all of those things right now, but I'm mostly feeling excited because in a couple of hours, I'm going to be picking up my parents at an airport and I get to see them after not having seen them in a long time. So that could also be called anticipation on the other chart and so on.
I'm feeling in the grateful vibes. That's my vibe right now. I'm feeling full of gratitude.
Nice. The chart can get even more complicated, and there's a bunch of these charts, but if you want to follow in, I can zoom in on one section here. So let's look at the anger one, right? So for anger, you might have a type of angry that is coming from frustration. You might feel stumped, right? If I'm feeling frustrated, am I feeling thwarted, like something I'm trying to do or something I'm trying to get is escaping me? Or am I feeling annoyed, something that I don't want to happen just keeps happening, right? So if somebody asked me how I'm doing and I said I feel bad, that doesn't really help me or for myself to help me at all. If I said I'm angry, that's a little bit more descriptive, right? That can be useful. But if I get into I'm feeling aggressive, and the reason I'm feeling aggressive is because I'm feeling spiteful, right? Someone who's feeling spiteful has a very different road to walk to feel better about things than someone who's feeling thwarted, right?
Yeah.
So the idea is that if we use these more descriptive explanations of how we feel, we can chart a better course of how we can get ourselves out of that emotion if we don't want to be stuck in it.
Yeah.
So just like using a regular map, if I say like, oh, I'm in the United States and I'm going to Canada, well, then I know generally pretty much everybody besides parts of Michigan and Alaska are going to go north to get to Canada, right? But if I say that I am in Kentucky, then I know that to get to Canada, I have a certain amount of distance I need to travel. I know that if I go a little bit to the northeast or a little bit to the northwest, I'm still going to end up in Canada, right? If I say I am in, a very specific, I'm in Detroit, Michigan, and I am trying to get to Vancouver, Canada, right? Then I can make a very specific route. I can choose what roads I'm going to drive on. I'm going to be able to get off at the right exit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the more specific we can be about where we are and the more specific we can be about where we want to go, the better a job we can draw up some directions or a map on how to make ourselves emotionally find our way there.
Yeah.
And then there's this one, which is real colorful and real fun, and there's no quiz. You don't have to memorize these, but these are all things that you can experience as a human. You can experience all of these feelings, and I just like this one because it's kind of got a beautiful assembly here, but it also gives us a way to describe and explain our feelings. So, so these are things that we as humans are coming across, and we had a really great in-depth discussion about it, and if any of this stuff is exciting or intriguing or confusing and you want more of it, the whole VOD is still up on our channel, so you can go back and we did about a 2-hour chat about all that stuff.
Yeah. UK fangirl Jade, welcome back for 53 months.
Welcome
Sending
back.
tons of love and support. And thanks for being such awesome mammals. Thank you.
Welcome and thank you. Thank you kindly. Captain Browncoat, welcome back 15 months. Lady Cheese Puff, welcome back 15 months. I see Julie is here for 3 months. Welcome back, Julie. And me, thank you, M-E, 21789. Thank you for subscribing. We appreciate your support.
Yeah.
So today, I got into a discussion actually with Amelia's cousin about griffins and about, is a griffin a bird or is a griffin a mammal? And for those of you who've joined our curiosity streams, I would be really interested to hear your point of view on this, especially.
All right, Caduceus says mammal. Crispy Cactus says why not both? Well, I mean,
it technically is both because it's a fantastical mythical creature. Let me show an image just to remind anyone who might be like, wait, what's a griffin? Hold on.
I think the big question is with choosing mammal or not mammal is, are they giving live birth or not eggs?
Okay, so Amelia's getting ahead of me a little bit here, but this is a griffin. And the way we decide if a griffin is a mammal, like we, or a bird, like burbs, has to do with this certain defining qualities, right? I'm seeing some mammal, I see some birds, I see some both, right? So I did a little research on this, and the way we determine where an animal fits on the taxonomic rank, here we go. It's going to be tricky to read the text underneath, unfortunately, though, depending on how we have it. So all animals, in fact, all life forms are broken down into, hold on, I need to make a different thing behind it so we can read. How about that for now? Makes it a little easier to read. So all living creatures, all things that we can basically carbon date and understand because they have life and are carbon-based life forms, break into a domain, and then a kingdom, a phylum, a class, an order, a family, a genus, and then ultimately a species. So a lot of times we're referring to things by their species name. If I say, oh, there's like a common name, and let's do like this.
Yeah.
And then there's a common name and there's a Latin name. So here we have a red fox, right? So we know about red fox, that's his species. But he's also a vulpus vulpus. You love that for him. I love him. We are goodly selves. Who knows who we are? What do we call ourselves as a species? Human? Human is the common name for it. But I know somebody here knows. I know somebody here. There we are. We are Homo sapiens, my friend.
Homo sapiens!
How you? Yes, my happy Homo sapiens. We love that about you, Homo sapiens. So the situation for the fox is that they're in the genus of Vulpes, right? But they are Canidae, the family, right? And they're carnivores in their order. Their class is that they are mammals, right?
Like us.
And so we can break these. We can break these down. Let me show you a thing. There's no quiz on this. You don't have to be studying this. But this is these are animals that have a placenta, okay? When it comes to their live birth. And look at all these animals all together, happily living on their tree. We have some extinct mammals like this woolly mammoth down there at the bottom. And we have some animals like we see in our day-to-day lives here. Well, I don't really see a silverback gorilla in my day-to-day life, but they currently exist on the planet with us. So looking at these family trees, we can see how animals are related, and we can understand how they're related relative to each other. So when it comes to answering the question about this griffin, we would have to take the griffin bones that we found, and we would examine the DNA and the shape and the way these bones would be understood to be assembled, right? And we could say, well, this can be traced back on our chart. Its ancestor must be a lion, right? We say, oh, its bones are enough like a lion that it must be a lion-like creature. And if we can identify something off of this family tree that says, oh, it evolved from, a similar ancestor of these carnivora here, right? This
definitely carnivora body.
This carnivora lynx kind of looking bobcatty dude here. This is a good situation. However, if we measured its bone density and we looked at how all of the bones fit together and assembled and said, you know what, its most recent ancestor is an eagle, well, then we could say this is a bird. Since we don't have the bones of one, we can't decide ultimately. But when we came down to it, the big question was, do we think that this griffin is giving live birth or is it hatching out of an egg?
What do y'all think?
Well, I did a little research on griffins, and they are hatching out of eggs.
Eggs?
So, if it hatches out of an egg, must it be a bird?
Or it could be
a monotreme! Team, I hate to tell you this, but I am 99% positive that this griffin is a mammal, and it is a mammal that lays eggs like the echidna or the platypus. And these animals, these mammals, are monotremes. So whether you want this information or not, I'm going to give it to you. These are monotremata at the top here, okay? So this is a whole bunch of mammals. Look at all these mammals. We got ungulata, so the ungulates have hooves. No, not all of them. Down here. Oh, okay, so wow. The whale and... Oh, this is a manatee.
Yeah.
The manatee and the elephant are not so far apart.
Interesting.
And up here, we see some of the mammals that we're more familiar with, right? We see the monotremata, which are these single-holed mammals, and you can go ahead and Google that on your own time, but it means that they have a single hole for
all things.
All things but eating. Then we have the marsupials, right? Living their best life. We have insectivora, which are our insect eaters, and the Zinneratha, which looks like an armadillo to me.
Yeah.
We have rodents, we have rabbits. And moving further down, we see this section in the middle called primates. I got good news for you all, team. Not only are you a mammal, but you are also a primate.
Yes!
Look, tag yourself, team. Tag yourself. This is the primate tree of life.
Oh, I'm that Tarsius.
You are a monkey. Monkey? Well, actually, you got one better than the monkey. So here, we are all anthropoids, right? These anthropoids are these beautiful primates living their best life, and we have a lemur all the way to the left. The Tarsius, which is quite candidly my favorite.
That's me.
That's you?
Yeah.
No wonder.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Grumpy Pants.
Hey,
Mr. Grumpy Pants, thank you for the 5 gifted.
You.
We give you a grumpy hug, you Grumpy Pants. Thank you. Appreciate the 5 gifted subs. Thank you for the support. We have New World monkeys. We have Old World monkeys. We have gibbons. We have orangutans. We have gorillas, chimpanzees, the bonobo, who are living real close to the humans on the evolutionary tree of life here. And then with the human life all the way to the end. So one thing that I thought would be important for us to acknowledge is that if we're going to talk about how we are mammals, we should talk about how we are primates. And if we are primates, we should understand what does it mean to be a primate. And then, as Amelia mentioned, why are we grateful to be primates? Okay, I'm going to zoom in on this. I'm going to do it like that. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, 1 second. Primates. So what makes a primate a primate? Oh, these are just some fun facts about primates.
Well, first thing I can think of is thumbs.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbs.
Uh-huh.
Can we talk about these thumbs? Look at these thumbs. Look at these thumbs you have. Everyone look at your thumbs.
Yeah.
Now, not all people have comfort of hand movement, so I want to acknowledge the fact that it is a privilege to be able to do like this. But we do all, end up as our primates. One of our defining features is these opposable thumbs. And what's the deal? Why are these opposable thumbs opposable? What does opposable thumb mean?
Try and do things without it. It allows us to. You can still function without a thumb, but it allows you to grasp in a very different way. You know, much more specific. You can game.
So humans having opposable thumbs means that they are able to simultaneously flex, abduct, and medially rotate, which is their along the pollex. And they can use this. It's opposite of the other fingers, right? So if a cat has the thumbs don't work opposite of how these fingers work, they can't grab. And this is why our cats and our dogs like it when we open up their food for them. Because it would take Theo literally his entire life to open a can of cat food. But we can just crack it open with our thumbs. So let's give thumbs up for thumbs. All right? If you think you're having a bad day today, you have thumbs. Yeah. You have thumbs. Yeah. Okay? I want you to get an idea of how many other animals, not even living creatures, not even animals, just mammals, don't have thumbs. I mean, just look at this guy. Anteater, no thumbs. Carnivora, lynx, no thumbs. Okay, squirrel, no thumbs. Camel, also no thumbs. Whale, no thumbs. Rhino, thumbless. Mastodon, especially no thumbs. So when you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I wish I was a tiger. Yeah. Tigers don't have thumbs. You don't have thumbs. Write that down. Yeah. Sorry to get a little aggressive about it. Another thing that's great about primates, and I want to tell you all, look right at you when I say this. Do you feel seen? I see you right now. You have an abnormally large brain relative to your body size. Think about that. Your brain is large compared to your body, just like the rest of us primates. Yes, you have such a brain in there. You might not think you're the greatest. You might not think you're a good student. You might not think you're so smart. You are. You're a primate. You have big brain. Yeah. Whether you like it or not. And even this little guy, you can't say you have small brain because look at this guy. Look at this little dude. Look at him. You're going to tell him he has small brain? No, he has big brain relative to his body size. So even the Tarsius is a big brain. And we love that for him. If we have opposable thumbs, and if we have big brain, what else do primates do? What?
Problem solve?
They could problem solve, but simpler than that, because we're talking about animals here, team. I got a big brain. There it is.
Tools.
Use tools. We can use tools.
So what are some tools that you use in your day-to-day life?
I use a computer.
I use a toothbrush.
A toothbrush.
Pencil, eyeliner pencil to put on makeup.
Spoon.
Mm-hmm. Spoon.
That thumb is coming in handy when I'm holding my spoon.
Screwdriver. A fork. Guitar.
You're using your phone. You're using a hairbrush.
Water bottle.
Pots and pans. You can cook.
A pen.
As weapons. Yeah. And some of these primates, they're using a stick to go into where the ants are to pull out a stick.
Yeah.
Have a delicious spoonful of ants.
Brushes, a cello.
Chopsticks. Your cello, yeah, very cool.
You need your thumb to hold your cat. You have to pick up.
So we have
playing the drums.
We have large brains as primates that are relative to our body size. They are large brains. We also have these hands that are capable of grasping, right? We love that. It really is a huge advantage for us. Also, it's important that primates, most of them, have vision that is more important than their sense of smell. So we all have sense of smell, but dog has a better sense of smell than us.
Yeah, they do.
But we got a better sense of vision than the dog. Most of us, anyway.
Most of us, yeah.
Not everybody has the same vision, of
course.
Well,
also, we have the tools to be able to help our vision, you know, like glasses or contact lenses or even that special surgery that you get for your eyes, laser eyes. Laser eyes. And some primates have laser eyes. Now, I want to remind you that I'm not a scientist, so if you go home thinking that the chimpanzee has laser eyes, you're absolutely correct. They do. They do. Is it true that dogs see in black and white? That's what I've been led to understand, that they see in grayscale. But I can't confirm that. I simply don't know. But our vision is very important to all of us primates. Okay, so we can be grateful for our vision if you can see us right now, and we can see all of the messages that you're sharing with us. We see all the people who are here. I see all these cute other primates in front of me. So I can be grateful for my vision. So I'm grateful for my big brain.
I'm grateful for my grasping hands, and I'm grateful for my vision.
Yeah.
And all of these things we get just for showing up in the primate tree of life. We also have long lifespans and slow growth. We like that for ourselves as primates.
It's true. We actually, as humans, take a long time to mature.
Yeah.
Like babies. The first essentially like 9 months of a baby outside of like once they're born, they kind of can't do anything. Technically, it's their final cycle, you know?
Well, 3 months.
Well, I mean, but they're kind of useless. At least.
I know, but what she's trying to say is that the idea is that babies take a whole year to gestate, but they have to live inside the mother for only 9 months because otherwise they're too large to be birthed.
Yeah.
So the 3 month, what Amelia's trying to say, I think, is that the 3 months after a baby is born, it's basically as good as if it's on the inside.
Yeah. Useless.
So you were born with so much privilege. I like the way you're saying that. You know, to have a long life expectancy relative to the other animals of our size. Yeah, the fourth trimester, as it were. Yeah. This gives us advantage because not only can we use tools with our hands and our big brains, but we have long enough time to learn and how to get better at it. So some shorter-lived animals can't invest as much time and energy in learning. And we also have this wonderful sense of vision. A different thing about primates is that we have fewer offspring, usually one at a time. So some people are blessed with
on it.
twins and triplets and all that kind of stuff, but we primates don't come in a litter.
Yeah.
So if you ever don't get along with your siblings, right, you can say, wow, I'm really glad there's not 14 of you, you know? So that's another perk of being a primate, is that we are often like 1 child, 2 children, 3 children. Some people have very big families, though. My grandmother was a child, 1 of 7.
Wow.
How many people? How many kids? I'm curious. In your family, do you have 1 sibling? You're 1 of 6? Do we have anyone who's got more than 6 children in their family? And some are only children.
5, 1 sibling, 4.
There you go.
4. Your mom was 1 of 10. 4,
Wow.
6, 3.
It's
only
amazing.
Child.
Your mom is 1 of 17? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
There are 7 of us, including me. Wow. So how nice is it for our parents, for those, especially those of you of families of 7 or 10 or whatever, that all of you weren't born at the exact same time?
Yeah, and that you were not all like trying to get the same nutrients at the same time too, because that's why there's a runt sometimes, you know, because
That's right.
Can't make it.
That's right.
Can't make it in the same way.
Yeah, I mean, some of you may still be runts. That's fine. But you didn't have to fight tooth and claw over 11 other siblings to get to mother's milk.
Like baby pigs, you know.
Yeah. And additionally, primates have complex social goals. Complex social goals. They have dynamics. I'm 1 of 3 kids, to answer the question. They have goals and social relationships in a way that other animals do not. And so one thing you might say, I see Shelley's saying it's too complex sometimes.
Yeah.
But I want to say that I'm grateful as a primate for being part of a social group, because if anything I learned over the last 2.5 years is that in the isolation I did not thrive. I was not made happier by having less social interaction. I think even if you're an introverted person, you still want to know other people are out there. Yeah. You still are checking onto the internet. You're still watching the world spin. But if there was no TV on and you were in solitary confinement, you would not last very long as a happy person, even if you're super introverted. The lockdown gave me a great appreciation for the complex social roles that I really need and desire in life, you know.
And also the fact that there could be groups within groups, you know, so you can find your tribe, so to speak. That there are different groups that have different desires and different goals, like all of us hanging out talking about being good mammals, and the fact that we can have this specific niche group, or like, you know, going into school, you have
Yo, Raiders.
Hey, hello.
What's going on, Raiders? Welcome. We're talking about how you are a primate.
Yes.
Welcome, Raider. Did you know you have an abnormally large brain relative to your body size?
And thumbs.
Opposable thumbs and hands that are capable of grasping. You have vision that is stronger than your sense of smell, dear Raiders. Come in. You are tool users.
Yes.
Raiders, use those opposable thumbs and grasping hands to game, my gamers. If we weren't primates, we wouldn't be gaming so well.
That's true.
I have not been gaming with a dog or a cat. Hello.
Hey, T10 Nat. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Nat. Thank you for the raid.
Thank you.
Nat can't aim? All right. Well, maybe Nat is here to learn about opposable thumbs.
It can get better. It can get better.
Your aim can get better. Our aim has got better.
It's true.
Over time.
It's true. It's true.
Coco, thank you for the cheers. And Sasa, thank you so much for the 3 months of support. I see Time Blaze. Thank you for being here for 2 months. And Amelia Soares, welcome back for 43.
So everyone who just came in on the raid, this is a stream we're doing called Good Mammal, where we're talking about how to be a better mammal and get along and learn more about ourselves and our emotions.
Last time we discussed emotions. If you want to share how you're feeling right now, Raiders, type a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 into the chat. Are you feeling happy, sad, fearful, disgusted, angry, or surprised? What's your mood right now? Hit me with some. Hit me with the mood readout. We're talking about how important it is to be able to explain our emotions or express our emotions so that we can communicate with other people. The hungry emotion.
Maybe that is.
Where would you put hunger?
I would
use one of these here to make it a little more specific.
Anticipation, maybe.
Hunger could be anticipation for sure. I also think that hunger probably in a mammal kind of way clocks in under a type of fear.
Yeah, fear or anger.
Yeah,
I get angry.
I think that you could be needing to meet your fear of not having enough food, I guess, or angry if you're too hungry. Right? You get hangry a lot.
Yeah.
So one of the things we talked about a lot last stream when we were going into all of these different emotions, and some people mentioned things about like being stuck in a state of anger, right? Or being stuck in a state of sadness or a state of depression. Being stuck in one of these emotions is really overwhelming because one of the things that our human brain is good, even better at than these other primates, is pattern recognition. And so if we are thinking about what is going to happen? What is our expectation?
Maybe let's zoom in so we can see a little more clearly. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's much better, isn't it? When we just cover up Amelia entirely with a PNG.
Now I can read it.
Okay. So this, if you find yourself stuck in one part of this color wheel where you're like, oh man, I've been feeling disgusted green for so long. I feel so sad. I feel numb or burnt out, right? Purposeless. These kind of things mean that we are in a place of basically forgetting that we have all of this emotional range, right? We kind of burn ourselves out. It's like when you only play one game for a long time, and then you go and you switch up the game and you're hitting all of the wrong controls, right? You've just been playing Overwatch, and you've been using the right trigger button all the time. But when it comes to having another game, you're going to have a completely different control set. And I think that's how it is for a lot of these emotions. So if we are playing one game of sadness too long, and I spend all of my time feeling left out, disappointed, depressed, and hurt, right?
Yeah.
Then when it comes to me feeling the game of joy, I'm going to feel like I don't have the controls right. All the controls I have, every button I push just makes me feel like sad or depressed or whatever.
Left out, yeah.
So we're like, how do we get out of that? What do we do to move from one of these emotional things to another? Well, we kind of have to set down the controls for one to pick up the controls for the other. You need some time away from it. I do think that we can make successful maneuvers moving towards, here, let's find, which chart do I want? This one. We can find a way to move back towards the center, and in the center spot, I call it contentment. And contentment is just being okay. And so when we reset and go back to this place of just being okay, where we like name our emotion, or we find our emotion and can communicate it or express it, then we move back to this middle point, and from there, we're able to migrate to another emotion. Because I have not really had the experience of being in deep, deep sadness, and then someone tells me some good news, and now I'm in extreme bliss. Yeah. It's really hard to go from the extremes of the emotions to the other extremes, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it is more possible to go from a place of serenity to a place of distraction or boredom.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible to go from a place of annoyance to a place of apprehension or fear, if that makes sense. So what we're talking about is, how do we get to contentment? How do we get to being okay, right?
Yeah.
And that's tricky, especially when we're feeling rage or terror or grief or loathing. Some of these really, really intense flavors of it. We have to walk back on it.
Mm-hmm.
But what tool can we use, Amelia?
Yeah.
What tool can we use? If we are primates who can use tools, what tool can we use?
Well, it depends for different people. You could, have different things that you want to do. I'm curious, what are some of the ways that you help yourself to get out of a more negative emotional place? Do you have any tools in place that you like to use that will have been particularly helpful?
Taking a nap,
journaling, listening to music, writing, breathing, playing a game, taking a shower,
having a phone to communicate,
therapy, drawing, talking it out, talking to friends, painting, meditating, playing a game, remembering that you're loved,
checking in with it all,
exercise,
yeah, I see boxing and martial arts, zoning out, yeah, sometimes just letting yourself rest and think about it, meditation, reflection, journaling can be very helpful.
Twitch, so that's hanging out with friends,
going for a walk, socializing, chilling with a pet or a friend, a guitar. Shy Violet Angel, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. We offer you a hug if you need one.
Thank you so much.
And if you'd like it, give yourself a hug like this. It will help you. Give yourself a little compression. Playing with some animals. Play is a great way to free up our emotional state.
Definitely. And play could be really productive. I think that the idea that play can be a waste of time, or I'm not being, not doing something, I'm just playing a game. It actually is productive, I think, because I think that having a strong sense of play and imagination is a very important component of being a happy person.
I think that play is probably my best tool for changing my mood. You all will have seen, if you've been around on a stream long enough, there has definitely been times where we go live, we're very tired, we had a bad day, it's just rainy and gloomy outside. But by the end of the stream, we're having a really wonderful time. And it is not the case that, you all come here. We've got a lot of messages of people like, oh, you guys cheer me up and stuff like that. The reality is you all cheer us up, and you have the ability to cheer yourself up and each other up just as much as you might get cheered up by being here on the stream with us. One of the tools, and that I was more of getting at, Amelia, was gratitude. So gratitude is, can anyone describe gratitude for me? Does anyone want to try to define gratitude so we can explain it, especially for folks who are learning English as a second language, perhaps? Gratitude is... What are your vibes?
Thankfulness, appreciation, being thankful for what you have.
Being glad and grateful, appreciating the people and things that we have in our lives. Thankfulness is coming up a lot, being appreciative, being glad, valuing things, recognizing the
satisfaction.
This is wonderful. So Amelia and I, even during the pandemic, we came up with this little moment of gratitude thing here. Gratitude, dictionarily defined, is the quality of being thankful. Readiness to show appreciation for and to and return kindness, right? So kindness is appreciation. Another thing is humor, like beauty, like things where you're basically acknowledging, giving a moment to acknowledge, to be thankful for, to see, and to say something that you are grateful for.
Yeah.
So let's try it all together here, shall we? Okay. All right, let's have a moment of gratitude, and you can do this for a big thing or a little thing. You can be grateful for something amazingly complex, and you can be grateful for something very, very small.
I'm grateful for my taste buds.
Grateful for your taste buds?
Yeah, that I can taste all these different kinds of flavors that are so specific.
That's great. That's very great.
Grateful for your new job.
Very cool.
Teddy.
I gotta say, I'm grateful for my glasses and the glasses cloth to clean them, because right now, this is a very kind of intimidating, blurry world to me. And if I didn't have these glasses to be grateful for, I'd have to be doing the contact thing, or I'd just not be able to see you. And I am so grateful to be able to just wear these glasses. And now everything that's blurry becomes real.
Grateful for modern medicine.
Yes.
Grateful for our furry friends.
For your health, for your
new
home.
home. For your cat, for breath, to be able to breathe. That is something, especially if you've been sick for a little bit or a while, and then your body finally recovers. It's those little things like, I could breathe through both nostrils.
Right.
You know, things.
Check it out right now, team.
Yeah.
Can you breathe in and out through both nostrils easily? I'm gonna give it like an 85%. I like that.
Yeah.
But you don't ever you don't ever appreciate how your throat doesn't hurt right now.
Yeah.
Until you get a sore throat, right?
Or your stomach, you know,
Yeah,
unless you have had a stomach ache or an upset stomach and it's finally on the other side.
Right, and right now I'm feeling good about it. Or if I ever get like a crick in my back, or I have some soreness in my neck or something, I'm like, oh man, all the days I used to be able to just sit comfortably and not have to change position and all this kind of stuff. So being grateful is a little bit like being prepared for the upsets that life can throw at you. It's like we don't have a whole lot of control over our world, right? There's a lot of things that are outside of our influence. The only thing we really have any control over is ourselves. So if all of the things from the outside world are coming at us, and I need to defend myself against what's coming, because there's some bad news over here and there's some bad news over there, right? I might get sick. I might have to, deal.
Someone's just being
Someone's upset. Someone's going out of their way to make someone else's life miserable because it's the internet or whatever, right? So what thing can I do to protect myself, to put on some armor against the world? What can I equip, right? And so for me, gratitude is my solution to this. When I wake up in the morning and I say, I am grateful for my place to live. If I say, I am grateful for a hot shower. If I say, I'm grateful for some toothpaste.
Yes.
Right? So when we acknowledge these things, we build up a sort of armor against the things that happen in life that aren't going our way. Against the things that we wish were true but are not true. So the things that are out there that we wish were true that are not true, how does that manifest?
Repeat it again. I was distracted by...
Amelia was Piper Shaw in MTV Scream.
Yes, that was me. Ha ha!
I'm grateful that you got that job.
I'm grateful too.
For instance.
I'm sorry. Repeat yourself.
It's also I'm also hearing a lot of outside noise outside of our space. Yeah. My question is, Amelia,
Brian,
the opposite of gratitude is a little bit of a clue for you.
Yes.
If I am not feeling grateful, if instead of going, oh man, I love my home, and I feel like I can't say I love my apartment because I don't, I hate my apartment. What is it that's actually happening where I'm like, I can't be grateful for my pillow. I can't be grateful for my car. My car's a piece of shit.
It's envy, comparison, and
jealousy.
Yeah, jealousy.
Right? So a lot of these resentful kind of feelings or pessimistic kind of feelings, hatred, discontent, resentment, these comparison is the thief of joy, they say. So if you find yourself in a place where you are feeling anger, upset, frustration, tension, anxiety about the idea of, well, somebody else has, and for actors, this is a thing. When your friends book a job, the first thing that hits you is a pang of jealousy and a reminder that you do not have a job right now.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter if they're your closest buddy, you were there at their wedding and they're like, I just got a job. The universe goes, oh no.
And then you have to remind yourself of like, oh, but gratitude, like you did it.
Then you have to be grateful for your friend. You're grateful that you know someone who is doing this kind of job because
that it's in your vicinity.
That it's even that close to you, right? Mm-hmm. That's why you don't want to share good news sometimes, as you think people might be envious of you. I do think that a lot of us are dealing with envy and jealousy all of the time because comparing yourself is a very natural thing to do. It's something that we all do as a way of surviving because we're coping and we're trying to figure out, where am I in the world? What's good? What's bad? What's up? What's down? Where's north, south, east, and west, right? Mm-hmm. And so if I am trying to get an idea of like, how should I be a good human? Like, how do I know if I'm successful enough? How do I know if I'm productive enough? How do I know if I'm, all of it liked enough, right?
Yeah.
And then if I compare myself and say, oh, that person is really well liked right now, or that person just bought a beautiful $1 million home, right? Like, I could never, when I'm met with this sense of dissatisfaction, it's really easy with our pattern recognizing brains to find more and more and more proof that everybody else has it good and that you have it bad. Mm-hmm. And I think that a lot of the people, especially as they express themselves on the internet, if you ever notice someone has a really shitty reply to something, right? I will use an example. I have posted some things, and sometimes when you post something like Happy Pride Month or something, it brings out the trolls, like the shittiest people on the internet. The least happy humans seem to like search for the hashtags so that they can go around and put bad vibes, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when those bad vibes are out, if you click on that person's page, right? Don't reply to them. Do not interact with them. I've learned that mistake too many times over. You can't, that's their problem. They have to fix that. Mm-hmm. But if you click on their page and you look at all of the other things that they have on their messages, it's not even about specifically this topic or that topic. It's literally just bad thing they disagree with, thing they don't like, thing they don't want to be the truth, thing they're jealous of, thing they're angry about, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's literally just this. So a troll is really a victim of their own envy and dissatisfaction, right? Somebody who's spending all of this energy focused on the things that they hate, all the inconveniences, all the upsets in their life, what tool could they use? They could be grateful.
Yeah.
If I'm just saying, this is you, they're not other, they're you.
Yeah.
We have all these same experiences. We're all mammals. We're all in this together. Mm-hmm. So the thing I'm trying to get at is that the reason why we don't like that, why we see people who are like that and we go, ooh, I really don't like that vibe, man, is because we recognize a little part of it in ourselves when we express our distaste for something right away, when we attack things that we don't like, when I crack a joke that I don't know, the previous president was an absolute moron, and I just want to like say that because I have this anger in me that wants to come out and express itself, right? Yeah. So what I'm suggesting is that in a world of incredible comparison, because a lot of people, I think that the issue that a lot of people got into when pretty much anytime something becomes, and I can only talk about the internet because here we are all on the internet, but when something gains awareness or traction or movement, right? Or there is a movement, right? There are people that feel excluded by the movement because they feel like they are being seen in a new light or in a negative light. All right. So there was for instance, I think Pride Month might make some people who are not members of the LGBTQI plus community feel like, wait a minute, why are they more important than me in this month? Right. And I wish all the homophobes a very uncomfortable month. I'm very fine with that. Right. Uh-huh. But I think what it comes to is that there's now a comparison of, wait a minute, that TV commercial is speaking to, wait, that woman and that woman are in love and having a moment? That doesn't have anything to do with my heteronormative cisgender male experience. This is a problem. The world is going to shit. Right?
Yeah.
And what's happening is there's a comparison there of the attention, because everyone understands attention is a way of explaining and expressing love. When we focus on things that are, when we focus on things, we're giving it our love. We're giving it our attention, so we're giving our love to a thing.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is the ways we can protect ourselves against that kind of energy that's coming at us. The comparison energy.
Or even our own energy that comes up in us that we don't like, that makes us feel icky or uncomfortable, of this energy of comparing or wanting something that someone else has, or the jealousy, like the way that we can combat that, either coming at us or coming from us, is with gratitude.
Yeah. And so I think that if you say to yourself, wow, how easy has it been for me as a heteronormative, cisgender, middle-class white guy, right? How grateful am I that no one ever looked at someone I was dating and was like, why are you two together? Right? Oh, I mean, maybe they did, and it was just because she was a raging bitch or something. But like, what I'm getting at is at the same moment where jealousy and envy and all of this kind of like gross feeling kicks in, it's at that same moment that instead of allowing the envy or the jealousy to happen, that we use the tools that we primates have, right, to actively engage and make a choice for gratitude.
Yeah.
It's like, this plane is crashing into the mountainside of jealousy. We have to pull up. If we don't pull up, it's going to crash into the mountain.
Also, like, can we describe what it feels like when jealousy, or when you start comparing, like, what is it? Can you give what does it feel like? Is our visual?
Describe it? Yeah, come on, get artsy with me, team.
So for me, it feels like this, like, black tar. It feels like this black, just like that I'm like sinking in this sticky black tar.
Feels like despair.
Like a bad belly pain.
Your heart burning and melting your heart with acid. Oh.
Yeah.
You know what it feels like to me?
Stabbed in the heart.
It feels like I'm shrinking and the other thing is growing. That's the way I see it. It's like it's like how like everything I used to think was like normal human size is now getting itty tiny bitty, and everything in my world is small and everything in that world is big and better.
Feeling like ice cold, like emotional quicksand. That's a great
emotional quicksand.
Yeah, claustrophobic,
like drowning or a black hole.
Dark clouds.
These are really, really effective descriptions. The dark cloud is a big one. Poison in your veins.
That's definitely.
Oh.
So also, like, giving voice to how it feels, so that way when it starts to come up, you're like, ooh, I don't want that. I don't want poison in my veins. I don't want an emotional, like, quicksand.
So if this comparison, right, or this envy, that worst feeling, Anita, it's like it's in there, and it's a bit of like venom, right? So we have this poisonous feeling in our veins. What we need is an antidote. And so I think of gratitude as like an antidote or a vaccine against, or a protection and armor against having that kind of experience. And sometimes if you experience that regularly, that's a sign that you can really beef up your armor. Your armor class is too low.
So when you start to feel gratitude, what does that feel like? Let's get
when I feel grateful,
like, what does that do to you?
Oh, when I'm feeling grateful, that's the opposite, right?
I feel like there's a sun in my chest. That's what it feels like. Like I'm just.
You feel light.
Yeah.
Calm.
A weight off your chest. A warm hug.
A warm hug is good. You feel much more talkative when you feel grateful. Self-sufficient.
Rainbows.
Yeah, you feel good about yourself, right?
Like you're in this Zen garden.
Like a clear blue sky, like flowers blooming on my skin. Ooh, much better.
Like cool waves washing over you.
You do feel relaxed. Water. Yes. Yeah. More confident. That's what I was going to shout out. I feel more stable. I feel more like my universe is kind of regulated. And what I think gratitude does, do y'all know the idea of like where the water line is, right? So if the water level is here, let's say we filled up this, actually we can literally fill up our screen with water. Hold on. I have a button for this. You'll have to get, not that button, not this button. Maybe it's this button. No, it's not. It's this button, these buttons. Okay.
Okay. So we're underwater right now.
We're underwater. Here's our bubbles. Here we go. So here's our water level, right? Here's the water level.
Yeah. Just floating.
Just floating. Okay. This is a bit of an abstraction here, but yeah, everyone take a deep breath because we're about to go underwater.
Okay.
So if the water level of my gratitude is down here like this, right? Just little paddling swims. And all this is the rest of the world. This is the day. This is all of the stuff I can't control. These are all of the things that are outside of what I have any jurisdiction over, right?
Uh-huh.
And I have a little bit of gratitude because I'm like, well, I guess I'm glad to be alive, I guess. Right? Like, fine. All of this is exposed, right? It's all above the water.
It's cold.
It's cold up here, yeah. So the suggestion I have is that if I get in a better and better practice of waking up and saying, I am grateful for these soft sheets. I am grateful for this puffy little Theodore cat who woke me up. I'm grateful that I can go take a hot shower with hot water right now and start my day. The water level starts to go up and up and up. And now right here, the water level is higher. The baseline of what my gratitude is like. And the cool thing is, if I don't spend any time being grateful that day, and I don't say any more things out loud that I'm grateful, this water stays up. It only leaks a little bit. It kind of sags down, throughout the day. And then you might have to remind yourself, oh, you know what? I'm not really being that grateful. I'm paying attention to all these things I don't have and all the things I want that aren't going my way. I need to focus on my gratitude again, right? So I start to focus on my gratitude. I focus on my gratitude. But you can get to a point, friends, and I promise you this can happen because I've had this experience myself, being intimidated by the idea of being jealous or envious of my own friends when they have their best day ever. Something great happens to my friends, but it makes me feel sad. That's a miserable way to be, right? Yeah. But if I spend all of this time and energy and I get better and better and more confident at having this high bar of gratitude, this place of, I'm almost excited about telling people about the things that I'm grateful for. I have appreciation for is what I'm looking for. Yeah. Is that there's only this very little area up here where the world and all of its bullshit can get me. I'm safe. I have this armor. I have this protection against it because my awareness is on what I've got instead of what I don't have. Does that make sense? And so I feel like if we want to, even if we're not feeling a lot of envy or jealousy or comparison or any of this kind of dissatisfaction, even if we're not feeling that a lot today, we can still add to this kind of cache of gratitude that will ultimately make it so we feel safe when the world throws at us something that is, eating away at us or so on.
That's good.
I don't know how great that visual aid was, but
I had fun.
Yeah.
I had fun. Nikita Bruja, thank you so much for being here for 5 months. And Bravongo, thanks for being here for 29 months.
Welcome back. I see Sid177. Thank you for being here for 34 months. And Living a Moth, thank you for subscribing. I see Coco. Thank you for the cheers. Very much appreciate you all being here. And Schroner, welcome back for 42 months.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Lizzie Bears, welcome back for 6.
Welcome back. So it is the top of the hour. I think we should take a little hydration break as we do each hour. And then we'll be right back. But during the hydration break, feel free to shout out some ideas. Amelia and I will read along in the chat of what you would like to discuss in the next hour. We have some ideas for how Good Mammal is going to evolve and change. and how we're going to kind of make it a more and more interactive thing. But one of the things that is going to happen for sure is that we want to get more and more of our topics from you all, so that we can all kind of build our own study of this stuff.
Yeah.
Is that
so
a cool idea?
We can focus on the kinds of things that you want to focus on too.
Yeah. All right, we'll take 5 minutes. We'll be right back. Our upcoming schedule is soon to be shown to you. We're playing Hades on Saturday.
So good.
Sunday, it's The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And on
Ultra Hand.
Ultra Hand, Ultra Time. And on Friday, we're playing Overwatch 2. But on Tuesdays, y'all here for it. It's good, Mammal. All right, thank you, mods. Thank you, lieutenants. We'll be right back in 5 minutes, friends. We will see you in 5. Good time zone, good mammals.
Good time zone, good time zone.
Welcome back, and thank you for all of your very thoughtful responses during the hydration break. I saw quite a broad variety of people's input to that question of what it is that we could discuss. So I think that we're going to do our best to keep things centered around gratitude today. Sort of
That's our theme.
The theme of the day. But just to give you an idea of what we plan to do with this Good Mammal thing going forward. We want to have some tiers of involvement for people depending on how involved they want to be. The one tier would just be here and hang out with us live during the stream, which is, of course, open to everyone every Tuesday that we do it. And we can have a kind of a rolling discussion in chat and all of our subscriber chats on Discord and stuff. And then we have an idea that there might be some people who would want to be suggesting specific topics and then recommending or upvoting which ones to do on the next stream. So there could be kind of a contributing level at that point. And then there could be a level at maybe a more intimate level where people would write in with a specific question or a specific topic that they say, this is something that's really like hanging on my brain right now. I would love to talk about it because I think maybe it could be useful to help out other people. Because most of the things that I've learned in my life, I've learned first by watching someone else have that experience. And then I go, oh, wow, that didn't seem to work out for them. But then I have to learn it again for myself and go, oh, that didn't work out for me, just like it didn't work out for them. And then it has to happen again, where after I've now learned the lesson, I see it happen again and I recognize it and I go, ooh, I used to do that. So it takes like a bunch of different phases, and it takes other people's experience to kind of speed up our experience of learning how to be a good mammal. But we had some cool ideas that you all typed into the chat about ways that we can practice gratitude. I found this chart that I think might be kind of helpful.
Ooh, we like charts.
We like a little chart. Dechart games. Here we go. I'm going to zoom in. Let's do them one at a time.
Okay.
Amelia, what is this first exercise for increasing our gratitude?
Ooh, well, here's an idea that you can write a letter. Write a handwritten letter to a person you are particularly grateful to have in your life. Express all of their wonderful qualities and how they have personally affected your life for the better. You can also choose to send this letter or not, you know?
That's true. If I'm a big fan of, and have been very helped at some times in my life, of great upset of writing a letter that I never sent. I just wrote that letter. I'd let them have it. I said all the stuff I had to say. And then I just left it there. Or threw it away.
I love that idea, Rona. If you can write a letter to yourself in the future. Oh, I love that.
There you go. You can write a letter to your dog. You can write a letter to your mom, to your best friend. Sure. I think it also is fun if you want to mix up the letter thing. If you're not someone who's very long-winded like me. I'm a bit of a talker and a long writer. But if you wanted, you could write something short, like a haiku. You could write a poem to express your gratitude. Who else could you think of writing a letter to? Or if you want to take this as a prompt, maybe it could be a good opportunity to write a letter to a teacher who was very helpful to you, or to someone in your spiritual practice, or to a member of your family that has really been there for you and helped out. You could write a short story. There you go. So that's a fantastic way that we can express gratitude and share it. This is the one that I do the most. Journaling. I am a huge advocate for journaling, and for especially gratitude journaling. I took a class in school called Preparing for the Profession that was all about the things you had to do when you were getting off into the world of being an actor and so on. And I thought they were going to be talking about a lot of different things, and they didn't. The teacher was very much about having a gratitude journal. And so if you write down 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for every day, every few days, or every week. I used to do this as a daily exercise, and then I really got to a point where I was just sort of living a grateful life and feeling like I was very comfortable saying these things. And that water line goes up and up and up. You feel like, oh, I'm a natural at this. I can swim here. I remember when I first started doing a gratitude journal, I didn't feel very comfortable with it.
Yeah, or it's hard to find something. You're like, ugh.
It all seems so insignificant. I was like, am I really grateful for my pillow? Who cares?
No,
it's a pillow.
I am so grateful for my
But if
pillow.
you've ever not had a good pillow,
yeah, if you've had a bad pillow,
you're
then
grateful
you're like, ooh,
for your pillow.
This is, yeah.
But you get more and more confident. So let's come up with 3 little things. I am grateful to have the electricity on, because all of the things that I really am enjoying doing with my day require some bit of electricity, unless I'm out in the yard, in which case I'm grateful for the yard. I'm grateful for outdoor spaces that I can be.
I'm grateful to have a roof over our head, because with, all the weather and stuff that I can have a safe, warm space to go into. And I think about, sometimes with the little squirrels and stuff, like, where are they going when there's a big storm and they have to be out in it? They have their little burrows, but not in the same way that we have. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the roof over my head.
I'm grateful for the roof over our heads too. I'm really, really grateful. I think I had one time the New Year's resolution that I thought I'm doing too much of my life I don't want to be doing. Too high a percentage of the things I do all the time I'm not wanting to do. So I said, this year I'm only going to do things that I want to do. And I flew home. I got to the airport. I was flying back to school from my family's place where I was for the new year. And the plane was delayed by like an hour and a half departing. So my first day of being like, here I go. I'm only doing things I want to do. And the universe was like, you don't want to sit on the tarmac in an airplane, do you? But you're doing it. And I was like, no, this doesn't make any sense. I just said I wasn't going to do this, and now this sucks and everyone's complaining. But I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, I do want to go back to New York. I do want to go back to my friends and my school. So even though I did not want to be stuck on the airplane, if I used the tool of gratitude, I could acknowledge the fact that I was going where I wanted to be. I didn't want to spend any more time in the snow, and I did not want to be doing what I had just been doing, kind of living out of a suitcase and not in my own comfort zone and stuff. So you can reframe sometimes your upset as a thing that you're grateful for. Yeah. Like, I've been kind of frustrated with Southern California because it's been really rainy for a really long time. It's been gloomy all year long, which is like not very usual. I don't want that, and I'm envious of somewhere warm, right? But I am grateful that it's alleviating the drought to some capacity, that all of the plants are very helpful, that we've not run the sprinklers, the water is plentiful and being conserved. So the way we look at things can often show us the two sides of the Harvey Dent coin of the whole thing of it. So if you're actually feeling like you can't find something to be grateful for, a place to start would be, what is something that you're comparing or envious of or jealous of or dissatisfied with, and then examine that a little bit more closely. Oh man, I hate this job. Yeah, but you have a job.
Yeah.
Are you grateful for the income?
Because then you can use that income to do the things you like to do.
Are you grateful to have that on your resume so you could look for a different job? Are you grateful that you realized you don't love this job before you spent your whole life working for that same company? Right? Are you grateful?
What's the third one?
What's the third one? So let's move over here. Oh, what is a gratitude rock?
A gratitude rock?
Oh, let's see about this gratitude rock.
All right. You could carry a stone you like with you and have it in sight. Whenever you see it or touch it, pause to think about at least one thing you're grateful for. So maybe you could do a rock, or you could do like the first thing that came up to my mind was a necklace with a pendant.
I love that idea.
Yeah, or like a ring, or a bracelet, or a little token, or a little hedgehog of happiness.
Yeah, this is a great. It's a good reminder, right? And a good reminder to be grateful can be a friend who says, "What are you grateful for?" Or you see your gratitude journal there on the desk. But if you're not looking at that friend or at that gratitude journal, we need a reminder. And so having a little reminder in our pocket, that could also be a thing that you associate.
That's so cute. I just imagining him just like, hold on. It's just gonna
charge up my gratitude. You could do it with a coin for sure, or any.
I think it's just about having some kind of physical thing that you have given this power to remind you to check in with your gratitude. You've imbued it with this.
You've endowed it.
You've endowed it with this.
You could use a bracelet or a Lego figure. Sure. Yeah. You could use anything. So
crystals.
If you're not someone who's a writer, the first two things involve writing a letter, writing a journal. Maybe you just don't want to do that. It's just not for you. You can just do this. I will say with the gratitude rock idea that it would be nice to say it out loud. I think that saying it out loud makes it a little more powerful than if we just think it in our head. But if you had that in your pocket and you're in the middle of a conversation and you just want to reach in and touch that and you say, "Oh, I'm grateful that this event ends in 15 minutes and I get to go home."
Yeah.
Or I'm grateful that my friend drove me here and I didn't have to take a Lyft or an Uber or something.
Yeah.
Right?
Or if you start to feel the pang of comparison and jealousy, reach into your pocket and then remind yourself that gratitude is your strongest tool to combat that poison in your veins or that emotional claustrophobia or any of the other descriptions that you all shared of what that negativity feels like.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Me too.
I'm a big fan of that. Also with the reminder thing, I've done this before to some success. You can pick a word if you're a word person, or you can pick a color if you're a color person. But if you pick a color, you might be surprised how often that color shows up, right? So if I say every time I see this blue, this tealy blue, which is all over my life because Amelia loves it. I love it too, but Amelia especially loves it. Anytime I see something blue like this, I'm going to think of something I'm grateful for. Or every time I have a sip of water, right? You can pick an object. It doesn't have to be something necessarily you're carrying around with you, but you just keep it in your life. Every time I see the color orange, I'm going to be grateful. Every time I see the color yellow, I'm going to have a grateful thought or whatever. And then it'll just pop up throughout your life because it's like a muscle. Like the first couple times we say things that we're grateful for, it feels clunky coming out of our mouths. But now I've been doing and thinking these thoughts for the last 10 years, 15 years. I feel very comfortable talking to strangers about things that I'm grateful for because it just comes easier the more you do it.
Yeah, I love that idea for a gratitude D20. That's a good idea.
A gratitude D20, there you go.
Yes.
That's a great one. You could even assign different numbers to different categories if you wanted to get real big with it. Roll the D20. Oh, I got to pick a food I'm grateful for. Oh, I got to pick a person I'm grateful for. It's rolled up a 3 or something. You want to do this one?
Sure. So a gratitude meditation, where you can do a meditation where you visualize all the things in your life that you're grateful for. So bringing them to your mind, I think that's a very strong tool to be able to visualize the different things.
That's a great tool. If you're not someone who wants to say them out loud or write them down, you can visualize them in your mind. Maybe you're more of a visual person, or maybe it's more of an abstract thing, more of a feeling for you, right? So if you spend a little time each day visualizing the things that you're grateful for, or if you're in a situation like you're stuck in the airplane because it's been delayed for an hour, you can visualize that you're going home to your apartment that you love and you're going to see your dog or your roommate or your friend, your partner, right? So you can give yourself this feeling of anticipation of going towards the things that you like instead of focusing on the things that you don't like.
Like, I have so much laundry to do when I get home. How grateful am I that I have clothes that I can wear, so I have different options.
Right. To be able to clean your clothes whenever you need to is amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
A big thing, too, is like compare yourself to another time real quick.
Oh, yeah.
If you're on an airplane in my example and you're delayed for an hour, the way I keep myself calm at the airport, I feel very calm at the airports. I feel maybe like unnervingly comfortable with traveling at airports compared to some other folks
that that for you.
For some other folks I know are not calm at airports. If I'm at an airport, I think to myself about what a privilege it is. I do not have to be in a covered wagon drawn by a horse. I do not have to get on a boat that rocks me side to side. I do not have to walk across this country.
Yeah, that also you can get there like within, get across the country in 5 hours. Like that's amazing.
That is amazing. It is amazing. So when I focus on the fact that I'm not walking or even driving across the country to get home to see my family, and this is going to take me now 6 hours instead of 5 hours, and I'm not dying of dysentery along the way, right? I don't have to stop and hunt for food and set up camp as I move. So to me, that is one way that I can keep things in perspective. If I'm disappointed that my 5-hour flight is now a 6-hour flight, I can say at least it's not a 6-day drive or a 6-year walk.
Or even something like, right? If you're under the weather, you're feeling sick, let's say like, you got food poisoning or something. The fact that you can even just go or it can get medicine to make your stomach feel better and that you're not going to die of it, or thinking about in the days back in the day, I would have been long dead,
Back in the day, I would have died 50 times by now.
I would have been dead 55 million times.
I'd have been born, they'd have looked at me, and I'd have died.
Actually, I probably would not have even been born because I was the wrong way. And so I had to be delivered C-section. Right. And so I would not probably have made it through birth.
That's true.
Thank you.
That's true.
Medicine.
Yeah, something we can be grateful for is that infant mortality has dropped radically in our lifetimes, team.
Yeah.
There are still children who fall to diseases and childbirth issues and all this other kind of stuff. It's one of the dangers of being alive is dying. But the fact that we live at a time where you can be, alive past the age of 5 with pretty good likelihood is amazing.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing we should be grateful for. So here's one called a gratitude jar. This is a fun one. This is one you could, if you have roommates or you live with your family, it might be even fun to participate with your partner or someone else could participate, or you could do it on your own. You have a gratitude jar. You write down things you are grateful for on slips of paper and fill them in a jar. If you need a pick-me-up, take a few notes out of the jar to remind yourself of what is good in your life.
I love that. And then you could also, with the slips of paper, you could do like different colors. You can, if you want to origami them into something, you could.
Oh, that's cute.
So then you have like little creatures or shapes inside of there.
I love that. I love a gratitude jar. You can do a similar thing if you're one of those gratitude journal people and you just want to pop open your journal and reread some pages.
Oh my gosh, Magnolia Simpsons. They gave their best friend a jar with 101 things that you love about her, and it's her favorite present. That is so sweet.
That is a great gift.
That is a great gift.
That is a great gift.
Hey, Lauren Buzz, thanks for the gifted sub to Josie.
Thank you, Lauren Buzz. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends, for your support. You did this task during lockdown. Nice.
That's a great way to
spend
time.
Also, I think this would be another thing. It's like a little bit like saving pennies, right? Like if you've never put any money in your piggy bank, it's probably more difficult to do the first time you're setting some money aside. But like a piggy bank or like setting some money aside or setting some gratitude aside, I bet it would get easier and easier the more you saw that jar fill up, because now you're like, well, I filled half that jar in a month. I could keep adding to that, no problem.
Yeah.
So I do think that this could be a good way if you want to give yourself some momentum and build up some power to be able to check back in and read those things and remind yourself would be really effective.
What I think is also extra cool about that is you take the time, you have the moment of writing it and putting it in, and then if you're feeling down, then you have the separate moment of taking those slips of paper out and reminding yourself what you're grateful for. So it has the two sides of it, which is cool.
Right on. This is one that Amelia and I use for more than just gratitude. This is one that Amelia and I use as a major tool that we primates like to use, is a walk. Go for a walk, a gratitude walk. If you're able to go for a walk, that's an amazing thing. While on a walk, observe the things you see around you. Take it all in. You can even do this together with a loved one.
Yeah.
So if you even taking the idea of going for a walk even more simply, just getting some fresh air, moving out, sitting outside, getting some sun on your face, breathing some air that's not been trapped in the room with you all day. Getting yourself some fresh air, moving around and changing your environment is a great way to remind yourself of all the things that are around you can be grateful for.
Also, if you're walking around and you have there are plants around you, you could take some time to stop and look at the plants and see like what little treasures they might have. Like perhaps there's a bloom that's about to open up, or you can see if there's the leaf. Can you see it's a little seed, or maybe there's some bugs in it? I love plants.
It smells nice.
Yeah.
Amelia is the human definition of stop and smell the roses.
Yeah, maybe a flower you can smell, or if you see like a little squirrel, like where's the squirrel going?
I like this the wander and ponder.
Yeah.
Just wander and ponder. Take yourself out for a stroll. Allow yourself to be bored and just appreciate all the things around you,
Yeah.
Growing plants is also very rewarding. I agree. I am a big fan of taking care of plants, and we've done some streams of those things. Where we get to spend time with plants, because it will help you appreciate time and growth. Gives you some confidence to see things grow, and to see other animals and to see other people. I saw someone say you can say hi to your neighbors. That's great, right?
Yeah.
Just to have a little chance encounter with someone else who's going on a walk, so you can say, hey,
hi.
hey, I'm gonna say, okay, how are you, bud? Hey, tell a stranger, hey, quietly. It'll be great for you. You're gonna love it. Ooh, Bonsai Master talking about making bonsais as sculpting time. I like that.
I like that, yeah.
Cool. You could also take yourself on a little field trip, a little date go to a museum or to go to an aquarium or something like that, a garden.
Yeah. What was it? What was the name of the thing that on a solo adventure? You could take yourself on a solo adventure someplace. Something that you've been wanting to do, where you're just like, you know what? It would be fun to go to this museum, or it would be fun to go see this movie, even if nobody else wants to come with me, or I just want to go and get myself some ice cream, or whatever it is that you can take yourself on a little adventure. Yeah.
I see Homo Clay suggests a nighttime drive is a nice thing to do. Go listen to some music or drive with the windows down and enjoy just some fresh air and a fresh perspective. A lot of times if I get stuck in comparison or envy or jealousy, it's because my worldview has got very, very narrow. And I've only been looking at like this much of my life. But when I go for a walk or I go on some kind of adventure or a vacation even, my eyes go like this and they open up and I say, oh, there's all this stuff around. And we went on a beautiful trip to our friend's wedding. It was a destination wedding. So we stayed at an Airbnb or place that we, rented place. And it was very nice. But I'll have to say that when I came home, I was filled with gratitude for all the things that I like about our own place that we live. About the fact that there wasn't a very, very loud car engine that started in the parking lot at 6 a.m. and terrified us. And we woke up kind of like, what's going on? It's a very nice place to stay, but it was not ours. We weren't used to the sounds of people walking up the stairs going into this building over the doorway or whatever. So when you change your perspective and you get out of your usual routine, you can have more feeling of gratitude more easily, because you go, oh, wow, I really like having my coffee here in my bed. Or I really like it when, I'm at the, we have a pretty small kitchen, but I like that when we're cooking, everything is like within an arm's reach away, things that you used to be comparing or having a comparison about, like, oh man, I have a shitty little kitchen and my friend's got this gorgeous brand new huge kitchen, right? But then when I come back into my own space, I have an appreciation for what it is that I like about the place that I live. And there might still be some things we don't like, but the things that we do like come to the top, and then they get to run the show. Yeah.
I also think if you want to take yourself onto a solo adventure, do something that you're going to be taking a lot of things in. So you're not just kind of alone. There's something that's going to activate your imagination, that's going to activate your creative self, or just get you focused on something other than yourself, focus on something outside of you. I think that's what I would choose for a good solo adventure, is something that's going to take your attention off of yourself and put it on something else.
Which is also the key to acting. Amelia and I get a lot of questions, a lot of messages, and we cannot reply to all of them, about people who are endeavoring the acting life, the acting pursuits. And the most important person is your scene partner, the other person. What's going on with them?
Get your attention off yourself.
And so if you're someone who feels anxious or nervous in public situations, or you feel like, I don't know what to do when I go away to school or whatever, put your attention on all the other people. Stop thinking about yourself so much. Let them worry about that.
Hey, Magnolia Sims. Thank you so
Magnolia
much.
Sims. Big hug.
Thank you for the gift sub group hug.
Much love. If you got a hug from Magnolia Sims, please be sure to check out the starter kit. This will show you the way around the channel. And thank you, Magnolia, for the support as always. There's so much we miss that we're grateful for, and taking time to look around you and realize that there's a lot to appreciate just fills you with warmth for real.
Yes.
For real.
I agree.
So I have another list here. This doesn't have the same visual aid, but I'm just going to kind of skim through.
Oh, yeah.
We got about 15 more minutes for today's stream, and we're talking about things that we can be grateful for, ways we can express our gratitude, and how we can use gratitude as a tool, because we're primates. And we love using tools with our big brains relative to our body sizes. But we are very capable, and I want to empower you all to know that if you're feeling these feelings of comparison or upset or disappointment or envy, jealousy, all that stuff, you have a tool that you can use to combat that. So we talked about keeping a gratitude journal. That one pops up a lot. That's a very common one, and it might be accessible to a lot of people. But you can even just make a list, say it out loud, tell it to a friend, recite it to your dog. If you tell your dog simply, dog, I'm grateful for you. I love you, buddy. Therefore we yeeted memes. A woo-woo. Brian. Happy Pi Day 5 years ago. For those of you that remember that. If you are someone who is really thinking this is maybe a little bit too much gratitude for me right now, start with being grateful for one thing on loop. Just always tell your dog, I love you, buddy. I'm grateful for you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for your cuddles. Then you can start to describe all the things you're grateful for. Oh, I'm grateful my dog is warm and cuddly.
Or like, I'm grateful for my blanket.
I'm grateful I don't have to eat your food, dog.
Yes.
So this is pro tip number 2. Remember the bad.
Ooh.
So be grateful in your current state. It can be helpful to remember the hard times you've experienced. So we can acknowledge our past pain, our suffering, the things that have not gone our way, when we remember how difficult life used to be and how far you have come. I am grateful, even though we run into tech issues when we're streaming and sometimes the thing doesn't plug in, doesn't work. I am grateful we've been doing this for 5 years now, that we know how to fix it. And we know how to keep our cool more than we used to. I used to be panicking, pretending like nothing's falling apart, putting out a fire with the extinguisher, being like, thank you for being here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But after you get better and better at it, you kind of get that kind of confidence that you can take on what the world is going to throw at you, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm grateful for that I'm now in a place where I get to choose my friends and the people that I want to spend time with, as opposed to when I was in school. It's like, you're with this class and deal with it, So I'm grateful that I get to choose who I'm spending my time with now, that I have that control, and that I never have to take finals again.
All right. I think that a great example of that is the simple thing right now my throat is not sore, but anytime I've ever had a sore throat, I just think about how lucky I was back when I had that thought, right? This idea of luck on the other version of myself, the past version of myself, the hypothetical version of myself, or the other as in my friend just got a new car, my friend just got a new house or whatever. This thing of oh, you're so lucky. They're so lucky. This idea that there's this other thing that other people have. when you're talking about luck and that way, it can be a way to rob yourself of acknowledging what you are actually lucky for in having in the moment, you know? Like, the grass is always greener kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You could just be like, well, I'm lucky that there's any grass over here at all.
It's true.
You know?
It's true.
So there are prayers of gratitude. So you can pray in different ways. Meditation can be a prayer or mindfulness, but spending a moment to literally saying things out loud, I think really, really helps. So for me, I'm very comfortable talking to people. It's something that I'm glad for. It's something that I just kind of have, innately. But maybe other people are not as comfortable talking with other humans face to face. So talking with a pet or talking to the universe, talking to God.
Talking to yourself in the mirror.
Talking to a tree. There are ways that we can say it, but it literally just is, it's one thing to think it and it's another thing to say it. And if you say it and you give yourself this positive reinforcement of this positive self-talk, and I believe if you say it to someone, it makes it even stronger. But I'm accountable for what I said out loud. So if I say to Amelia, like, I'm grateful for, the fact that we work together so much.
Yeah.
Right. I'm really grateful for that. But when I say it to Amelia and when I share it to Amelia, it bounces back and forth between us. So now it's not just my idea. It's something that she heard and agrees with and comes back to me. So it's not just, I'm living in some fantasy world where I can be grateful for stuff. Other people are saying, yeah, I'm grateful for this weather too. I'm grateful for this dog. This is the kind of thing. Coming to your senses. So through our senses, we have the ability to touch, to see, to smell, to taste, and to hear. So we gain an appreciation of what it means to be human and what an incredible miracle it is to be alive. Seen through the lens of gratitude, the human body is not only a miraculous construction, but it's also a gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift to be alive.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, our bodies are amazing. Like there's so many parts of our bodies that are working tirelessly, like 24/7 in order to keep us going. And, it's easy to forget about that because it's just, focusing on other things, but there is like our blood is pumping, like our lungs are breathing, taking in oxygen. Our heart is circulating the blood all through our bodies. If there's a virus or some kind of bacteria that comes into our bodies, our blood cells go into like super mode and they're doing their battles and stuff, and there's a whole things that are happening. Our stomach is digesting the food that we're taking in to our bodies.
Like, that's awesome.
Like, there's a lot of magic happening just right inside of you.
Yeah. And I do believe that if we are actively expressing and practicing gratitude in the moment, we protect our systems like that. If I'm grateful for my not sore throat right now, and I think about that and I keep that in the forefront of my mind, that I'm grateful to be able to breathe easily, I believe that maybe it's a little abstract, but that it preserves my ability to breathe easy. Yeah. I think that if I'm grateful for a roof over my head, there will stay a roof over my head. It's when we stop being grateful for these things and we take them for, what's the opposite of taking something with gratitude?
Oh, for granted.
You're taking something for granted. You're taking something as if it's always going to be there. And if you're taking something like it's always going to be there and it's not, we're disappointed, right?
Disappointed!
So if I'm like, I'm so stuffy through my nose, it's because I took for granted that I could breathe through my nose so easily all the time. But if I'm actively grateful that I can breathe easily in and out, and my nose is not stuffy, and my lungs are able to fully expand, then when I'm sick, I think that it's easier to not suffer the kind of psychological, non-physical trauma of that disappointment of like, I can't breathe through my throat, because I just spent a lot of time when I wasn't sick thinking about how I have the ability to breathe easily. And I think we can return to that, more fluidly when we're well practiced in gratitude.
Menegon 1, welcome back for 33 months.
Thank you for being here.
We're grateful for you too, friend.
We're grateful for your company, everyone. So this other one was visual reminders, right? Mm-hmm. So this is a bit of like the stone in our pocket, but...
Yeah, the stone or the gratitude jar.
Yeah, is this because two primary obstacles or things that get in our way to gratefulness are forgetfulness and a lack of mindful awareness. Right? It's not that we can't be grateful. When I ask you, what are you grateful for? Y'all can throw things into the chat. You can come up with at least one or two things that you're grateful for today. But it's more of that we forget to do that. We don't bother to do it, or we lack the mindfulness to focus on doing that until someone like us in this instance goes, all right, everyone, moment of gratitude. This is your reminder.
Yeah.
So you can create your own visual reminders to trigger thoughts of gratitude.
Like the little token that you carry with you, or the jar where you've put things that you're grateful for into. You could take it out, or your gratitude journal, whatever it is.
Or a pet.
Yeah.
Another good one could be a person, right? Maybe there's a loved one in your life
you could put on their collar something like, grateful.
Grateful dogs. Grateful days.
Yeah.
All right. Make a vow to practice gratitude. So if you're someone who can hold yourself accountable, research shows that making an oath to perform a behavior increases the likelihood that this action will be executed. Therefore, write your own gratitude vow, which could be as simple as, I vow to count my blessings each day. And post it somewhere where you will be reminded every day.
Like your bathroom mirror, or right next to your bed, or on your door when you're about to leave.
Yeah. I think another good thing with this vow thing is that sometimes making big declarations have an easy way of falling apart, right? If someone says, I'm never going to smoke a cigarette again in their lives, and then sometime in their life they do smoke a cigarette again, they think, oh, that whole vow was for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm a failure. It all fell apart. But if you say, I'm going to be grateful every day this week, right? Could we all do that? Could we all take a vow? If you feel like it, I'm going to do it. I got my folks coming here. Let's do it. I'm going to raise my right hand. I, Brian.
I, Amelia.
Solemnly swear.
Solemnly vow.
Solemnly vow and swear that I will be grateful and take a moment of gratitude.
That I will have moments of gratitude.
Every day this week. Every day this week. All right. So
and give voice to them.
That's good. Or you can write them down, or you can give voice to them, or visualize them if you'd like to be a visualizing kind of person. All right. So thank you all for joining us on a little gratitude vow. If you want to continue the life of comparison and apprehension and all that stuff.
Emotional claustrophobia.
If you prefer emotional claustrophobia, that's
poison,
fine.
Yeah.
Poison in the veins. Yeah. That's up to you. You can go ahead, have your greed, have your envy, have your jealousy. But if you'd like a little gratitude, it's there for you every single day. So you can enjoy that. Yeah. Under Fox, thank you for being here for 4 months. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Grateful to have you with us. So a vow is a good way to do it, and I definitely can practice that with my folks coming to visit. To watch your language. Grateful people have a particular linguistic style that uses languages of gifts, givers, blessings, blessed, fortune, fortunate, and abundance. In gratitude, you should not focus on how inherently good you are, but rather on the inherently good things that others have done on your behalf, or other things that are happening around us or to us or for us or of us, right? So I really do think the way we talk to ourselves matters a lot. If you say, I suck at drawing, you will never get better at drawing.
The way that we talk to ourselves has a huge impact on our mental health or our mental state, or even how we're seeing the world. And it sometimes it's we don't realize it because you talk to yourself all the time, but the words that you choose to use are very important. So if you catch yourself like putting yourself down or making fun of yourself or brushing yourself off, or just the way that you're talking to yourself, if it's negative, try to shift the words that you're using to
do not try.
shift
Do
the
or
words
do not.
shift the words that you're using to speak to yourself or even about other people. Like just the way that you talk to yourself in your head is a huge has a very strong impact. And so you may not be mindful of it, but if you start to focus on it and every time you say something mean, say something to counterbalance it.
Mm-hmm. And that's how we were talking about maybe a more simple example. Talk to yourself like you talk to a friend.
Yeah,
right?
Your best friend.
You have to love yourself. You have to love yourself. I hate to tell you this. You have to. It's a requirement. It's a requirement to love yourself. So you can find things about yourself that you're grateful for, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if you feel like sharing one in chat. Feel free. A moment of gratitude about myself, speaking positively about myself. I am grateful for being someone who is comfortable talking about emotions and this kind of stuff. I'm grateful that I have that because not everybody has that.
I'm grateful for my listening skills. I think I'm a very good listener and I like listening to people. Deviant Arcade 800 likes their singing voice.
Grateful for a sense of humor.
For your personality.
And humor and appreciation and gratitude and beauty, these all fall into a similar area. So if you have a good sense of humor, gratitude's gonna come a little easier to you, I think.
Stubborn or tenacity maybe is a more positive way of saying you're stubborn because you have like a strong drive.
Work ethic.
Yep. You a great imagination.
For your reliability.
That you're hilarious.
That you have kindness.
Resilience.
There you go. For your thinking speed, you're quick on your thoughts.
Your art skills.
Very cool. For your personality and your creativity, you're expressing your creativity. See, these are wonderful things. And when we say these things out loud, they grow.
Grateful for your body, for your responsibility, your empathy.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you can be here, KP. How's it going?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. You're welcome here anytime.
And I think also, struggling with speaking positively to yourself is a very universal thing. And so if you can find just one thing, you start with one thing, and even if you say it to yourself, you don't fully believe it, the more you say it to yourself, the more you will start to believe it.
And I have a few to start. If you're someone who struggles with positive self-talk, go with me here. Not only are you a mammal, but you're a primate. And since you're a primate, you, dear friend, who may or may not have difficulty with positive self-talk, you have a large brain relative to your body size.
And
hands that can grasp. You have opposable thumbs. What vision you have, my friends, to not have to smell your way through the soil, right?
Yeah.
So this is why I'm mentioning this mammal thing. Is there's so many things about being just a primate, not even a Homo sapien, not even a bipedal humanoid.
You can also meet people by seeing their face and saying hello as opposed to having to smell each other.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that.
We have social interaction like this very stream. Go primates.
Yes.
So the fact that you showed up, the fact that you have opposable thumbs, the fact that you have a big brain, you're doing great. Those are great starter things. If you start off being I can use tools, I can have a social interaction.
Yeah.
I got big brain for my body size.
Using tools, that's a major thing. Major. Think about all the tools that you use throughout the day.
Right.
Throw them out.
Right.
What are some tools that you use? Every day I use a toothbrush.
Right.
I use my phone.
We use our phone. We use our computer. Using the ability to use tools is great, but the thing I want to focus on with the tool is gratitude, team, is the tool. So just like you can use your phone or you can use a pen or use a hammer, you can use gratitude to help you when you're in a situation right? That what you need to combat comparison or envy or jealousy or dissatisfaction or whatever. So this to connect the thought, and then we're going to raid. But the last point that this makes, and I think this is really important, because some of you are very smart people with your large brains relative to your body size, you primates. Some of you folks are so smart that you can reason yourself out of being happy. You could have a simple little animal thought, oh, I'm grateful for food. And Theo goes and he munches it and it's adorable, right? Theo's just grateful for food. Theo doesn't eat the food and go, you know what though? I gotta eat this food out of the same bowl in the same corner every day, and Brian and Amelia can eat their food wherever they want, right? No, he just is eating his food. He's just grateful to eat the food. But your big brain is out there robbing your joy. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple. Make it a very basic kind of a thing of like, I am grateful to have hands. I am grateful to have breath, right? Instead of, oh, but my hands aren't as powerful as I want them to be, right? Or my breath isn't, I don't know.
Smells bad.
Does it? No. But
I think, or like, I don't like the shape of my hands.
Yeah, don't interrupt yourself in the middle of having this gratitude. Like, let the gratitude just be there, like a simple thing. Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. KISS was this writing term thing of just like, keep it simple. It's simple. It just needs to be simple. And that's why we're talking about mammals. Being a human is too complex. Being a mammal is fine. Being a primate is, in the middle. But this is the idea. This is the keep it simple, stupid thing, right? Go through the motions. If you go through the grateful motions, the emotion of gratitude will be triggered. Grateful motions include smiling, saying thank you, or writing a letter of gratitude, right? Even if you don't feel it, can you smile? Yeah. Even if you don't feel it, can you say thank you? You've all done that before. We're like, thank you. All right. However, if we get in the practice of saying it, and if we get in the message of smiling to ourselves, at ourselves, for ourselves, because of all these simple things we're grateful for, it will be easier and easier and easier, and you get stronger and stronger and stronger. There are studies that are done that literally just smiling for 5 minutes a day astronomically increases the amount of brain waves that you're getting for happiness, your dopamine release. So the idea of just, where are you right now? I don't care. Even if no one can see you, right? Just smile. Even if it's a fake one, even if it's a total lie, just give yourself a smile and you will start to feel a little tiny 2% of happiness going with it. The longer you keep this smile, it will go up to like 6%. And then tomorrow when you do it again and you fake the smile, maybe you'll start off at 6% and then it's 12%. And you've been doing this all week long. You're just going to be smiling nonstop. Your new default position will be feeling more grateful and easier to feel grateful. And then saying thank you. This is something I learned. I read a book called Happy Money, which was really helpful. I don't know if, not to get too in the weeds on like personal finance and that kind of stuff, but if you're someone who struggles with feeling good about making a purchase or about spending your money, or if you feel like, oh man, I really enjoy having this lunch with my friend, but then as soon as the bill comes, I feel like, oh, that kind of ruins the vibe, right? That if you have that moment when you're paying for something, or if you're having a moment when you're interacting with someone and you say out loud to yourself, thank you, you can reframe it like I did with the airplane example of like, maybe you're not saying, oh, thank you for the big bill, right? Thank you for my rent bill coming in the mail. But I can say instead, I can reframe it and say, thank you for a place to sleep. Thank you for a place to come home to. Thank you for a place for my cat to be all the time, even when I'm not here. So if you're not feeling grateful for writing your check for your rent, you might be feeling grateful for writing a check that your cat doesn't have to wait outside and hope that he's there when you come back to that spot, right? That you have a place to keep all of your stuff. So really the fake it till you make it thing, if you're struggling with this, or if this is something that doesn't come easily, naturally to you, I do want to just give you permission to fake it for a little while and see if it comes easier and easier
and
to you.
also, if it's something that's not coming naturally to you, it's not coming naturally to you right now. That doesn't mean that it's never going to come naturally to you. That the only constant in this world is change. So even though you're feeling something or having a hard time being nice to yourself or seeing a positive, seeing good things around you, it's not always going to be like that. If you make the choice that you want to focus on gratitude, if you want to speak to yourself in a nicer way, then you can change that. So it's just not right now, you know? It's not a permanent thing.
Yeah. You have always the ability for that kind of self-improvement, you know? Yo, Patassimos, thank you for being here with a gifted sub. Appreciate that love, friend.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining here and spending your time with us.
Yes.
I'm going to put up a raid target thing here, but thank you again to our... that's the floor. The back of our PC.
Yeah, I'm grateful for my PC.
I'm grateful that the PC is working. No problem.
Yes.
Thank you, moderators and lieutenants, for your help on today's stream. We super appreciate you. I'm going to put up a raid. Feel free to type 1 or 2 to decide where we're going to raid here, and then I would love some feedback from you all for the pop quiz section. Number 1, if you want to raid to a game, they're playing the Little Kitty Big City demo, which is apparently a new demo available. And number 2, if you want to open some packs of Pokemon cards on stream with them, they're opening the new ones. Icon JPEG.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the love. Appreciate your support. Go ahead and choose this, and then hit me with some things in chat, team. What's something you can take from this stream with you into your day or into your week?
Yeah. What are some things little nuggets
that stick out? The Evolutus Duality stream. Sure, we can watch it right before, or the trailer right before we raid.
Sure. Thank you.
Feel free if you want to share anything. You can smile more. There you go. Talk less. Smile more. There you go.
Be grateful for what you have. A gratitude jar.
That you have a big brain. There you go. Gratitude every day.
Grateful for your friends, for your thumbs.
Yeah, incorporate gratitude as an everyday practice. Smiling and saying thank you will have a real impact. It's true. It's true.
Avoid taking the little things for granted.
That you have thumbs and you can use tools.
Gratitude walks.
There you go.
Talking to yourself in the mirror.
Give yourself 2 thumbs up. Right now you get 4 thumbs up from me and Amelia. All right, looks like Little Kitty Big City demo wins the day.
For the ability to be flexible, yes.
There you go. Beautiful. Being gentle with yourself. Yeah, that was Amelia and I made that resolution this year. That was our resolution. We said this year we're going to be doing a lot of things that we have never done before. We voice directed a video game for the first time.
We did.
We've been doing a whole bunch of firsts this year, and we knew that if we're going to do things for the first time, we were going to make mistakes, and things were not going to go according to plan, and the booth that we thought would take 3 days to build took a month. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we were wise, and we said, let's be gentle with ourselves. So that's what we recommend for all of you, to be gentle with yourselves. If you experience some upset, or if you're trying to figure out, you know, like, where am I on this complicated wheel of emotion, you know? Be gentle with yourself as you go into this stuff, because you won't be able to force it. You know, your big brain is only going to be able to get you so far. You're going to need to be gentle with yourself and give yourself time, you know, be patient to really explore that.
And also, you know, don't judging yourself can only take you so far, you know, it
won't really get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Shall we? It could motivate you. Comparison can motivate you, but gratitude can also motivate you. And one works a lot better, in my opinion.
Raid.
All right. The raid is ready. The raid is going like this. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll be around soon. I'm going to hit you actually with the Evolutus trailer real quick.
And Miss Okami, thank you so much.
Thank you. Big hug and much love. I am grateful for all of you. I'm grateful that you spent your time with us. I'm grateful for the incredible cast that we put together in Evolutus Duality. This is the trailer. If you'd like to add it to your wish list, ! Evolutus will take you to the Steam page. Please show the devs some love. And here's a 2-minute trailer for Evolutus Duality, starring Amelia Rose Blair as the player character Chelsea Williams. Here we go, and then we'll raid on the other side. All right, here's the trailer. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
Nobody's beyond redemption, Chelsea. Nobody, no matter who they are or what they've done, the right path is always there, if we choose to walk it.
Perception to deception.
I sacrificed my health, my body, my life, everything.
Every ounce of blood and my tears.
What do you want?
My employers have a job for you. You ever heard of the Underground Fight Championship?
Oh, the game is still being played, Chelsea. You just never realized it because you're only a pawn.
You want me to keep a secret? That's gonna cost you.
I'm not a pawn anymore. Now I'm one of the players.
Of fear in relinquishing cut.
I don't know who you people are, but I am coming for you.
We can be free.
Still afraid of the dark, sis.
Hey!
Yes, that's right. You saw correctly. That's the team. Look at this. Amelia Rose Blair, yep. Brian Dechart, yep. But for real, though, you got Roger Clark and Sissy Jones, Dave Fenoy and Lauren Tom, Erica Ishii, Ben Levin, Daisuke Suji and Earl T. Kim. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe you want to see them in a video game. I think you're gonna like it, team. A little bit of Red Dead Redemption, a little bit of Firewatch, a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima. We got the cast of Apex Legends and Overwatch in there. You're gonna love it, team.
Yes, it's a fighting game with a branching narrative coming your way soon.
That's right. The raid is queuing up, so we should get ready to do it. We'll see you all soon. Reminder that our next stream will be on Friday, playing some Overwatch. On Saturday, we're going to play Hades. We're loving it. And on Sunday, we're playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. You're a good mammal. 2 thumbs up.
Grateful days.
Grateful days. You got a big brain, thumbs, and a grateful heart. What a nice primate you are.
Aww.
Have fun on the raid. My name is Brian, and I am a mammal. Raid!